Assalamu alaikum, my brother and sister out there. Actually, today I'm here to share with you. As many of you know, I have told you that there is a project in this Ramadan I have taken to understand the Quran, and I am here in actually Surah Bakarah, ayah number 152 to 157. Today I'll be reciting and I'll be sharing with you because I found like this is very important message Allah has given. Every message is important because this Surah Baqarah, we know the longest surah in the Quran, and it has 286 verses. And among these verses, like Allah has given so many instruction to the entire humankind, the Muslim, non-Muslim, believer, disbeliever, everybody, and in this surah, this is the longest surah we know. This is in this surah contained the surah Ayatul Kursi. We know the most important verses that we need to recite all the time. Allah has mentioned, Prophet has mentioned uh, mm, after the prayer, especially after the prayer, Fajr. I mean, for us, every time in the day. So today I'll be reciting 152 to 157, and I'll be saying the meaning as well. And inshallah, ta'ala, we'll see forward. So during my recitation, I'll be closing. No, I'm not going to close. That's fine. Just keep it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروني ولا تكفرون. So remember me, I will remember you, and be grateful to me, don't deny me. So Allah is saying there. So if the verse meaning is that if you remember Allah, then Allah remember you. And Allah is asking us to be grateful to Him. The second verse, 153. يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. O you who believe, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. So this is Allah's comment. This is the important verse. This is the things we need to notice here. Allah is mentioning that we need to seek help through patience and prayer. So Muslim, whatever the situation you are in, you have to be patient, and that's what the entire Quran is mentioning all the time. Be patient, be hopeful. As a Muslim, you can't be pessimistic. You have to be always optimistic. This Quran is teaching us as a Muslim, we have to be very hopeful. We all the time will be optimistic. We'll not going to be pessimistic, even whatever the or circumstance we may face, right? And if you are patient, if you pray, then Allah is with you. And the next verse Allah is saying, ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. And don't say about those who are killed in the way of Allah, they are dead. Rather, they are alive, but you perceive it not. So Allah is mentioning that those people, like those who died for who sacrificed their life for the sake of Allah, for the right path, those who are the martyr, we can't call them they're dead. They're rather, Allah is mentioning that they're alive, and Allah is mentioning that they're alive, and probably we don't have that sense, we don't have that understanding capability to perceive it that they're alive. So Allah is mentioning that don't call them they're dead, right? So they're martyr. They actually sacrificed the life for a great reason, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the next verse is Allah is saying, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. And then we will surely test you for something of fear and hunger, a loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but give you full good tidings to the patient. So Allah is mentioning here, as a Muslim, you have to be ready. You will be tested. You will be tested with fear and hunger and loss of wealth and lives and fruits. Like that means, like, sometimes you'll be wealthy, someday you'll find your wealth is gone. And then sometimes you might have some fear, like COVID-19 situation. We all are afraid, right? Sometimes Allah is giving hunger. Sometimes a lot of distressful situation, disgraceful situation we may face. But we have to be patient, and if we are patient, then Allah is with us, and Allah is actually Allah, the Lord will be. This is how we'll be tightly with Allah. This is how, Allah is kind of connected to us. And Allah mentioned in so many three other different places that Allah actually created human being for three reasons. Actually, first, Allah created us as a Khalifa, and the second thing is that Allah created us actually to worship Him. And then third thing is that Allah created us, He wants us to test. He wants to test us, and that's why He created us, right? And this ayah is that Allah will test us with so many different ways, and we have to be patient. الذين إذا Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. And who, when disaster strike them, say, indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. So that's what the importance here. So when you'll be tested, let's say you have Allah has given you kids, Allah has given you children. And one day you find your children died. So what do? You have to be patient. This disaster may come. Sometimes you might find you have a bad disease, right? So you have to be patient. Whatever the situation you are in, be patient, and you have to remember Allah said, indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we return. That means, like, Allah is saying us that we are technically nothing. We belong to Him and we will return to Him. That's what it is. أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. And those are the ones upon who are blessings from their Lord and mercy. And it is those who are rightly guided. So Allah is saying those who will be, whatever happening, whatever the situation they're in, if they remember Allah and their passion, then they will receive the blessing from the Lord. They will be receiving the blessing, and they are the rightly guided. They're the muttaqeen. Here Allah said, أولئك هم المهتدون. They are actually rightly guided. They'll be actually in that level, muttaqeen. So so two things, the important things from these verses. I'm not reciting anymore. This ayah is just finishing. I'm finishing. Two things we have to remember there. First thing is that the passions. Whatever we do, we have to do it with passion. And we seek refuge, we seek the help, we seek all sort of all sort of our uh, removing shortcomings and all those through prayers, through passions, and Allah wants that. And who did that, Allah will be able to, they will be able to get the blessings from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and Allah will be guided them in the right way. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. I appreciate your listening, and we might be continuing do that. Salam.